Why has nobody told me this before? Expert Advice for Navigating Life's Challenges by Julie Smith. Key takeaways. Number 1. Emotions are not the enemy. Understanding and accepting all feelings. Emotions are neither your enemy nor your friend. Emotions as information. Emotions are the brain's attempt to explain and attach meaning to what's happening in your world and body. They provide valuable information about your needs, values, and experiences. Rather than trying to eliminate or control emotions, the goal is to change your relationship with them. Accepting all emotions. Allow emotions to be present without judgment. Practice observing and labeling emotions to gain distance and perspective. This approach helps prevent emotional overwhelm and enables more effective responses. Use mindfulness techniques to observe emotions without getting caught up in them. Develop a rich emotional vocabulary to better differentiate and express feelings. Practice self-soothing techniques during intense emotional experiences. Number 2, stress can be beneficial. Harnessing the power of your body's response. Stress is not always the enemy. It is also our most valuable tool. Reframing stress. Stress is the body's way of preparing for challenges. By changing your mindset about stress, you can harness its benefits for improved performance and resilience. The goal is not to eliminate stress, but to manage it effectively and use it to your advantage. Stress management techniques. Learn to regulate your stress response through various methods. Controlled breathing exercises to calm the nervous system. Physical movement to release tension and boost mood. Mindfulness practices to increase awareness and reduce reactivity. Reframing challenges as opportunities for growth. Cultivating a growth mindset to view stress as enhancing rather than debilitating. Number 3, building confidence requires embracing vulnerability and fear. To build confidence, go where you have none. Courage before confidence. True confidence is built by consistently facing challenges and embracing vulnerability. It's not about eliminating fear, but learning to act despite it. This process involves stepping out of your comfort zone regularly and tolerating the discomfort of new experiences. Practical confidence building. Identify your stretch zone. Activities that challenge you but are not overwhelming. Set small, achievable goals to build momentum. Celebrate efforts and progress, not just outcomes. Practice self-compassion when facing setbacks. Reframe failures as learning opportunities. Number 4, self-acceptance fuels motivation and resilience. Self-acceptance is not the same as passively accepting defeat, embracing imperfection. Self-acceptance involves acknowledging your strengths and weaknesses without harsh judgment. It's about treating yourself with kindness and understanding, especially in the face of challenges or failures. This compassionate approach actually enhances motivation and resilience. Cultivating self-acceptance. Practice self-compassionate self-talk. Recognize common humanity in struggles and imperfections. Set realistic expectations and celebrate small victories. Focus on growth and learning rather than perfectionism. Regularly reflect on personal values and align actions with them. Number 5, anxiety management. Facing fears and changing thought patterns. To fight fear, you must first be willing to face it. Exposure and habituation. The most effective way to manage anxiety is to gradually face feared situations. This process helps the brain learn that the feared outcome is unlikely and reduces the intensity of the anxiety response over time. Cognitive restructuring. Challenge and change anxious thought patterns. Identify common cognitive distortions, e.g., catastrophizing, overgeneralization. Question the evidence for anxious thoughts. Generate alternative, more balanced perspectives. Practice refocusing attention on the present moment. Use grounding techniques to manage physical symptoms of anxiety. Number 6, grief is a natural process, allowing pain while continuing to live. Grief comes in waves that we can't always predict. Normalizing grief. Grief is a natural response to loss, not a problem to be solved. It involves a range of emotions and experiences that can fluctuate over time. The goal is not to get over grief, but to learn to live alongside it. Healthy grief navigation. Allow yourself to feel and express emotions without judgment. Maintain connections with others and seek support when needed. Create rituals or ways to honor and remember what was lost. Gradually re-engage with life while acknowledging ongoing grief. Be patient with the process and avoid setting timelines for healing. Number 7, relationships thrive on emotional responsiveness and repair. Disconnection from ourselves, our emotions, and our loved ones has negative outcomes for relationships and our mental health. Emotional attunement. Strong relationships are built on the ability to recognize and respond to each other's emotional needs. This involves being present, empathetic, and willing to engage even during difficult moments. Effective relationship practices. Practice active listening without immediately trying to fix or solve problems. Express vulnerability and share feelings openly. Respond to bids for connection with attention and care. Learn to repair conflicts through acknowledgement, apology, and compromise. Regularly express appreciation and gratitude for your partner. Number 8, values-driven life. Finding purpose beyond happiness. Sometimes we are not happy because we are human and life is difficult, meaning over happiness. A fulfilling life is not about constant happiness, but about living in alignment with your core values. This provides a sense of purpose and direction, even during challenging times. Cultivating a values-based life. Identify your core values through reflection and exploration. Set goals that align with these values. Make daily choices that reflect your values, even in small ways. Regularly reassess and adjust your direction as needed. Find ways to contribute to something larger than yourself. Number 9, mindfulness and self-awareness, keys to emotional regulation. Being mindful is about the practice of paying attention to the present moment and observing sensations as they come and go without getting caught up in those sensations or struggling against them. Mindfulness benefits. Regular mindfulness practice enhances emotional regulation, reduces stress, and improves overall well-being. It helps create space between stimuli and response, allowing for more intentional choices. Incorporating mindfulness. Start with short, daily formal practices, e.g., guided meditations. Integrate mindful awareness into everyday activities, e.g., eating, walking. Use the stop technique. Stop, take a breath, observe, proceed. Practice body scans to increase awareness of physical sensations. Cultivate an attitude of curiosity and non-judgment towards experiences. Number 10, shame resilience. Bouncing back from failure and criticism. Shame is the intensely painful feeling that can be mixed with other emotions like anger or disgust. It is different from embarrassment, which is less intense and tends to be felt in public. Understanding shame. Shame is a powerful emotion that can significantly impact self-esteem and behavior. Building shame resilience involves learning to recognize shame triggers, challenge shame-based thinking, and respond with self-compassion. Developing shame resilience. Learn to differentiate between shame and guilt. Practice vulnerability and sharing with trusted others. Challenge perfectionism and unrealistic expectations. Cultivate self-compassion through kind self-talk and self-care. Reframe failures as learning opportunities and part of the human experience. Develop a growth mindset that sees abilities and character as changeable